Welcome back, everyone. Joining us now in studio, our friend Skylar Gallop, host of Hey Amarillo. Today, we're talking about Caroline Fairley, a representative Caroline Fairley, I might add, who's one of the youngest state representatives ever. Tell us more about your conversation with Representative Fairley.
It was a super interesting one. I'm really glad to get her on the show. So she's fresh off her first legislative session, and by all accounts, it was a wildly successful one. Certainly for a freshman representative. We certainly talked about her work that she was able to get done during the session and as a representative, but also she is a person outside of her recently elected office.
Right.
And I enjoyed, I've kind of kept up with her work legislatively since she was elected. I really enjoyed talking about where she went to school. And she went and did an internship for Ronnie Jackson. And she was at the Capitol building on January 6th. Yeah. In the building. Yeah. And she worked for her dad's company in a capacity that I could really connect the dots, served her very well working in the building this session. And so, outside of what's really an interesting story of itself, certainly such a young elected representative working their first session and really getting in the building and amassing a good amount of power for the district. It was just a lovely conversation outside of that as well.
And I'm always curious about how it was for her being one of the youngest representatives ever, and how she was able to handle that, and how that worked in Austin. I mean, it's hard for anyone, much less somebody coming in at that age.
Yeah, one of the things that she said, because I asked her that, I said, you did these appointments, these bills, you had a great session. Right. What do you think attributed to that? And she said that she went in and, for instance, wanted to be on the Ways and Means. She wanted to be on the Appropriations Committee. Thank you. And she sat down with the chairman and said, "I want to be on your committee, and I want to learn from you. So what's it going to take to make that happen?"
Which, by the way, I cannot tell you how rare that committee. It is one of the most sought-after committees, and to be a freshman, to be on that committee is incredibly rare. And she pulled it off.
She did, and we also talked about her dad.
Yeah. Well, you have to. I mean,
that's exactly right. And talked about how her father's influence, Alex Fairley, who does a lot of political dealings in town and increasingly statewide, may be
I haven't heard.
Have you done some coverage?
Just
spent some time on it.
Yeah.
But what I appreciated it was we were able to talk about how that may certainly help and how it may sometimes hinder. And then at the end of the day, how he is just her dad.
Yeah.
So I appreciated the personability that she brought to the conversation, as much as the frankness with which she answered the questions, which I think you also would appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. And so this is, you can find this, you can download this anytime. And to have, again, I think somebody who is so open just to come down and because of all the work that she does, not just for her father's company, but now for the people of Texas, for the people of her district, to be in Austin doing that was such a, and again, this session, it was a heavy load.
Yeah, it was.
So go ahead and download that episode. Please check it out. Skylar, I always look forward to finding out who you're going to bring in, and I can't wait until next week when you introduce us to somebody else. So we just appreciate your time and your work.
Well, thank you. I'm always happy to.
All right. Do me a favor. Go download that, and then stay tuned. We've got more Studio 4 after this.